What was I gonna say? No, and also this movie, you surprised the hell out of me. I thought this movie was gonna be a chore.
Really?
It was not. It was not. But I'll say that for the review.
We should shoot the shit for a bit before, so you have like a little bit to cut for the start.
Jesus, dude,
so,
this.
I don't know. What have you been doing?
No. So I had this movie playing at my work on full blast while I was studying.
Really?
And it was so fucking hard to study with this. And bear in mind, I'm supposed to be answering the phones, and I'm not. Like, I'm just letting everything ring. Whatever. My managers are gone right now. I'm just gonna study, watch my movie. The phones ring. Fucking the phones ring. What am I gonna do? Get written up for it? Who's gonna call me out on it? None of my managers are there.
And this is welcome back, Eddie's bosses and Eddie's managers who listened to the show because because you asked them to, only for you to make fun of them here. This is like that Vine. Like do you remember Vine?
Yeah.
Do you remember that Vine of the guy who's like who gets a text message that says like, "Oh, you're stupid," and he's like, "I bet you won't say that to my face," and then he turns like he's right to his face. It's like, "You stupid." Like, "I bet you won't say it in class," and then they're in class and he slips like a piece of paper and he's like, and he opens it, the paper says, "You're stupid," and he just goes, "All right." He's like, "All right, you prove it."
I'll tell you what. You know what? I'm gonna show this. I think if I remember, I'm gonna show it to them and be like, "All right, guys, now go back to all the old episodes and find all the times I used to shit talk you. If you can find at least 3 examples, I'll give you each $20.
Do you have $20 to just give out?
I don't, but I know that they're too lazy to go find it. Shots fired.
I don't think you're supposed to say shots fired. I think you're just supposed to let the shots fire themselves. We gotta take some cues from Fernie. Fernie's using like sound effects and everything. We're lagging behind, bro. Like,
I can cancel them whenever I want.
I don't know. I feel like he would just like start a new feed and just like
overtake us.
Yeah, just like roll it like right next to us. I don't know. I've told you this before. Like I have mad respect for Fernie, but I'm like a little bit scared of like, because that man like doesn't rest. He just watches movies and records episodes. Like no, he doesn't take breaks. I'm kind of scared.
I'm choking on my drink.
Yeah. Thank you for welcoming us into your headphones. I'm Chema.
And I'm Eddie. We're reviewing the Mitchells.
The Mitchells versus the Machines.
And this is a
rollback. Hey!
We never get it close.
And we got it. Nice.
Oh, man.
So, what's up, dude?
Dude, so I'm going to be real with you. And this is just my very first impression. I want everyone to hear this.
Yeah.
When Chema, we were talking about recording this episode, I was asking him, what do you want to record? And he told me the Mitchells versus the Machines. I didn't see the trailer. I just saw the movie poster and I just thought, okay, like we'll watch it. Like this feels like it's gonna be a chore movie, but I'll watch it, like just to see it. And I was completely fucking wrong. Like I was wrong in every sense and in every way. Like this movie is so good.
Okay, I don't miss.
Look, Spirited Away is not the greatest film of all time, so you missed once.
Okay, but on anything else that I've ever recommended to you, have I missed?
Honestly, no. Even your name was shot. Even I thought that was cute. I was surprised how much I liked that one. But this movie,
I don't miss.
The hell out of me.
In the heat of battle, I don't miss. In the heat of controversy, I don't miss.
Well, because like this movie, like I was expecting like a no try hard, like fucking how many Disney movies have been not try hard? Like just like look, there's the special thing, the fucking person wants it, insert like cute animal that everyone's gonna buy the plush toy of, print money. This movie fucking try hard up the ass, and I respect the effort. If nothing else, I respect this movie so goddamn much.
This is definitely a. You can tell that people who made it love movies.
They really
this do. Like watching this movie is like listening to Mariah Carey singing, because it's like she just loves what she's doing, you know. This is exactly how I felt. I'm gonna do the little summary, and then we can start. The Mitchells versus the Machines. Saving the world can be a trip. A quirky, dysfunctional family's road trip is unpended when they find themselves in the middle of the robot apocalypse and suddenly become humanity's unlikeliest last hope. So this is directed by Michael Rianda and produced by Lord and Miller. Lord and Miller don't miss. Lord and Miller understand the assignment. Okay? Lord and Miller know what the fuck they're doing every step that they take. Okay? 21 and 22 Jump Street, fucking comedy gold. The Lego Movie, existential gold. Okay? What's up?
Dude, this kicked the shit out of the Lego Movie. I want to make that very clear. Like, this was awesome. I'm sorry. Go on.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah. The Lego Movie, fucking great. Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, great kids movie. Okay? Spider-Man Into the Spider, Oscar winner. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Yeah.
God, this makes so much more sense why the writing was so good for this movie.
Yeah. So these guys' sense of humor are like locked in. Okay. They know exactly what they're doing. And then after they did Spider-Verse, they're like, they were supposed to do the Han Solo film. They got fired halfway through. So that movie ended up kind of disjointed. So, okay, we're not going to blame that on them. But this, God, awesome. I mean, Spider-Verse was like a cultural reset. To me, Into the Spider-Verse was like the last movie that mattered, you know, was a game changer in my opinion. And then when I heard, I'm like, you know, whatever they want to do, I'm going to see it. You know, they want to do a fucking coffee commercial. I'm going to watch it. Okay. So when they said we're producing and we're co-writing this road trip film, this film about this girl and her family, and it's about robots, I'm like, I'm down. Whatever it is, I'm down. It's gonna be good. But then I hear that one of the writing consultants is Alex Hirsch. Alex Hirsch created Gravity Falls, and that's one of my favorite animated shows of all time. And that guy is also weird as hell. So the fact that he's here too, I'm like, okay, a lot of really good, smart heads are getting in here. And then I hear that this director, this guy, Michael Rianda, is here. And he's like, this is a personal story. And watching the film, you can tell that this is a personal story. You can tell that this is much like Minari. This is a story about fathers, and it's a story about family, and it's a story about a little bit of dysfunction, and just put into the wackiest scenario that you could ever put a family into. I'll be honest. I think the story, you know, is like, you know, we've seen this dynamic. We've seen this family doesn't get along, but we see that we're, you know, in the end, they're more similar than we thought. That, you know, we've seen these tropes before. This is nothing new, but the execution to me is fun as hell, man.
You know, I have a bad history or bad reputation for saying how much I like movies with low stakes. I love this movie. Obviously, high fucking stakes. The whole human race is on the line here.
Yeah.
But they just fucking go with it. They're so over the top. They jump the shark in the best way possible. And I'll take it. I love it. I love the intro where like they just start off on like the funniest, worst note that they can. You know, we're strapped in. We're hungry. We're ready, you know. And you just see them all these weird moments. Also, I really want to talk about the art style for a second. You got a minute?
Yeah.
The art style, it makes so much sense that the same guys that wrote this were from the Into the Spider-Verse, because I feel like at that point when you're writing a movie that's that creative and the looks are that vibrant, I feel like there's no way they just wrote the movie. There's no way they just produced it. They had to have been heavily involved in the artistic.
They were.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, they were. Yeah.
Because like with off the charts.
Because like with Into the Spider-Verse, you can tell that, you know, a lot of it is very comic book influence, and you know they're trying to literally bring this comic book into life. So that style works with that premise. With this, it's kind of like it's like the Gen Z humor is finally like catching up to movies, and it's being like so beautifully reflected into this main character, into this family, into these effects, because sometimes the effects don't have to be there, but they work in what they're trying to do. And I think the humor perfectly outbalances like the Disney humor. Disney humor can be very funny, but it can be also very clean. This one is a little bit more dirty, and I like that.
And I was so surprised.
Yeah, because we sometimes forget that like we think animated, we think it's supposed to be all clean and good, but then we see something like this, or we see something like a Paranorman or something that's not afraid to take a little bit more risk. Maybe like an old, a still younger but younger audience, I think will appreciate this a little bit more, because this is basically the Goofy movie, you know.
Well, there's a lot more I think adult themes in this movie rather than just kid tropes of here's the special, here's the object that you need to get to the place with the guy and the person thing. This movie is very mature. It confronts a lot of things that I think a lot of people can relate to. This disjointed relationship between, in this case, a daughter and a father. Them not seeing eye to eye. I think a lot of people can relate to, they don't see eye to eye with their parents. There's a big conflict and difference. And it's not necessarily that the parent's a bad person. This film does a great job of showing, her dad is not a bad guy. It's just, they're different.
It's disconnected,
they're just slightly disconnected. And again, like things like that, like it attacks very adult tropes like that. Or like, for example, the mom and, the perfect neighbors on Instagram and all that stuff. And they mention like all these things that are real, like not like YouTube. What's wrong with you? No, like we're Facebook friends. How do you get on the internet and the friend request? Like shit like that. Like real things. Props, man. Like they actually went there.
Yeah.
I just ordered 12 Swifters on Amazon.
It feels like I feel like there's movies and TV shows that try to adapt the modern life of a teenager, and they always feel like an adult wrote it. They always feel like it's someone emulating that style. This feels like a teenager wrote it in the best way. Like this feels real, and the interactions that the kids and the parents have feel real. I'm so glad that you mentioned the perfect neighbors on Instagram. Do you know who voiced them?
Who? Chrissy Teigen, right? And John Legend.
Chrissy Teigen and John Legend. They're supposed to be like the perfect couple.
Well, like it's that fucking part in the dinosaur store where they're like, "All right, honey, we train for this. You go high, I go low."
Yeah, that was funny. Let's talk about the voice actors for a second, because did you recognize that was fucking what's his name?
John Legend.
No, Danny McBride was it dad?
Yes, I recognize him and Maya Rudolph.
Yeah, but the two of them felt like a little bit elusive. Like I almost didn't recognize them. And then the main girl, Katie, she's voiced by Abby Jacobson, who is she was in this show called Broad City, which was fucking hilarious, and she's really funny. So so they killed it. Eric Andre plays the young tech entrepreneur, and I love Eric Andre, but that's Eric Andre as his most restrained. Like I feel like they had him in like a force shirt, like just saying his lines, like that. He was that restrained. Olivia Colman, Oscar winner Olivia Colman, plays the evil phone. Farrah Armisen and Beck Bennett, SNL legends, they play the two robots. And weird, but Blake Griffin, like basketball's Blake Griffin, plays the evil robots. That was a weird thing, but he was pretty good in that one roast. So I guess we'll give him a pass. Voice cast is great. I think the only one that kind of made me like a little bit weird was like the younger brother. He's voiced by the director Michael Rianda.
Is that how deep his voice was?
He sounds like an old man. Like he sounds like an old man.
I think that's part of the humor. I liked it. I thought it was hilarious.
But that kid was so funny because they could have so easily made him annoying, but he was so funny. Like that weird hyperactive, like obsessed with dinosaurs, like that.
Yeah, like every little brother is.
Yeah, he was so funny.
What's called? I love how they didn't. Every movie, the older sister and the younger brother are fighting. Not this
Yeah,
time,
not
motherfuckers. They're
this
on the
one. They
same
get
page.
along. They're the same wavelength. They share one brain cell. Like
Yeah.
they're so good. And then the dog. Can we talk about the dog?
Mochi?
Oh,
Is it
Mochi. Probably the greatest pug in the history of cinema. What a fucking legend. I mean,
a loaf of
that
bread?
that joke at the start when like his two eyes are like this and they're like, okay, today you're gonna look at the same place. Just come here. And he just like he can't. He's just doing this the whole time. It's great, man. I love this unit. I love this family unit because while the movie can sometimes be a little bit preachy, like with the we're gonna sit here and we're not gonna look at our phones for like 5 minutes.
10
I love
seconds.
how I love how they made that joke where like they all immediately like made their eyes like as big as they could and just like made it like as uncomfortable as they could. It was so funny. And this is a movie that I think it's tailor made for families. I mean, please, please watch this with your disapproving parents. I mean, please just make a whole day out of it because I feel like everyone is going to find at least one aspect of them that you're going to be able to relate to. Like to me, there's a moment where the parents are talking and he's kind of like doing the dishes and he's all upset because he just broke this girl's laptop, and then the mom is like, look, we haven't had a decent picture of all of us because you two are always fighting, and they showed all these pictures where they're all upset. Dude, that's my family. like we do that, like that's perfect. So I don't know, something about those scenes felt very real because, of course, this is a dynamic that we've seen before. The family doesn't get along and they go into this road trip. And, of course, they find out that later that their differences is what makes them unique. But this one feels real, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It has heart. Yeah.
It does. The story fundamentally has heart. Also, though, what's the production studio? Who made this? Like,
it's Sony. Sony did this.
Sony Pictures Animation, my God, like they have picked up so well. The art style is beautiful, and it's different enough from Into the Spider-Verse to where it didn't feel like a copy. It's just different enough, but also has like the ugliness to it in a good way. It kind of reminds me of the Walking Dead video game. It was with Clementine and Lee. It felt and looked like that.
The Telltale games, yeah.
Yes. That it felt like that animation, but I loved it, and I felt like it did nothing but help it, in my opinion, to me. Mm-hmm. I enjoyed it so damn much, the animation, and I love the crew, like even the physical humor. They did physical humor in an animated movie, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, give me one single reason why we should save humanity: the power of love. Kick to the balls. Nope. You're stupid and you're wrong. Go to the corner.
This movie had some great gags. I mean, the scene when they're at the mall and all the electronics like gain life, and then you see these Roombas fall down the escalator. Mm-hmm. I was on the floor laughing with that. I thought finally a movie that realized that Furbies were fucking terrifying. And just runs with it, like just does everything that they can with that concept and makes it like genuinely terrifying for that scene, because that was kind of a scary scene, you know. And
was it the washing machine that was like delicates, fold and fry, carnage?
Yeah,
it's like that stupid stuff, like no more leftovers. It's just so dumb. Yeah. But like executed so well, it's hilarious, and I will take it every day of the week.
Yeah, it's there's something so like I know I keep saying this, but there's something that feels so real about these characters and their interactions. Like I like how the dad is kind of like cartoon dad, like we've seen this kind of stereotype, but I think the stereotype exists for a reason. A lot of dads are like that.
They're not technology savvy.
Yeah, and like sometimes I have conversations with my parents where like when I was growing up, like I remember when we got our first house computer, and our dad like sat us down, to me and my sister, and told us like, you're not supposed to talk to strangers, you're not supposed to like don't believe anything that's there, like it gave us like the whole dad talk,
Yeah.
and then like a couple of years later, it's like, we got mail, and it's like, Dad, don't touch that, it's a virus, like immediately, like they fall through that. So I don't know, seeing this film kind of reminded me of that. And it's not it's more than just the dynamics. Like I love the mom character. Like the mom character is such like a like even before they said, she said, "Oh, I'm a middle school teacher. Like I can handle everything." I knew that from before. Like you can tell when she was giving out stickers, like every time someone did a good job, and the fact that she wants everyone to get along. Oh God, it was so fun, and the dynamic that the two had. I like that they had their conversations. I like what they discussed, and like you said, I like how the brother and the sister get along. I like how they have that really nice dynamic. I like how she teases him a bit. I like the humor. I like how he keeps carrying the dog around. I like that. I love that gag of like, when this is all over, we're gonna go to a restaurant and we're gonna dress him up like a fancy little gentleman. And that kept coming back.
The Dead.
Yeah, right.
Like you made a point earlier of saying that this movie feels like it was made by people who love movies. Yeah. It's those little things, and what better character to use than a high school student going into college that's a film buff. Yeah. She was like one of us. Like if she was a real person, I want her on the show.
Yeah. Did you notice her socks?
No. Why? What would they say?
The socks had the pattern of the rug from what's it called?
The Silent Hill, not that.
No,
from the Haunted Hotel, right?
Yeah.
The Shining.
The Shining, yeah. Yeah. She had the socks from The Shining, which is also the rug from Sid's house in Toy Story.
I remember that one.
Yeah. So she has those socks, and I love that. I love how her introduction is like, oh, I was a weird kid, and I wasn't understood, and I thought, okay, we've seen this a million times, but then she's not like defeated by that. She's like, no, I took all this weirdness and I made weird art with it.
Yeah.
Like that. I love that because it's not a journey from weakness to strength. She knows herself. She knows what she is. And then she makes all these really weird pulpy films, which gave me, it reminded me of Me and Daryl and the Dying Girl, which also felt like a movie made by people who love movies. And that was also like a super dramatic thing, but also very funny because of these kids that made these really weird movies, but they were happy doing them. And the same thing happens here. And I like how she's not like, oh, I'm never going to be understood. Like no one's ever going to get it. No, she finds her people. And it's just a journey to be like, oh, it's even worse to know that there's somewhere that that you belong and that you can't get there. It's worse that than not knowing that exists. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like when someone tells you that they've had a crush on you like 5 years after. It's like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with an expired crush? Like, what am I supposed to do with this information?
Why didn't you tell me this like 4 years ago?
But the fact that she knows now, and that her whole trip is like, I know that they're there. They're having fun. Like, look at them. Like, I see them. They're all hanging out. I want to be there. You feel more sad for her because you want her to be there. You want her to be with those people.
The humor in this movie is so on fucking point. The part where they're doing the slip and slide, like, oh, you're not missing anything, and he's like, I'm making lifelong bonds. Like, I used to joke like that with my friends and even with my coworkers once. I was like, you know what we should do? We should all take a picture of us having fun and send it to the one guy that's not here. I've suggested that like at least 3 times in my life that I can remember.
I'm making lifelong bonds. Oh God, that was great.
Just
I remember specifically that scene.
Stupid,
yeah.
But like it's so stupid. But those little choices, that dialogue, that humor, the physical comedy of that too is so amazing. That's almost hard to believe. Like this is an animated movie. There's too much like detail, almost like you know how normally when they make movies, sometimes they go ad-lib or they go off script,
Yeah.
And they add a little something that gives it a little more
personality.
Yeah. They can be spontaneous in live action movies.
Yeah.
Somehow they felt like they were spontaneous in an animated film. And that is I don't think I've ever given that compliment before.
It's an expensive thing to do. Yeah.
I'm including Pixar in all of these compliments that I'm giving it.
Yeah.
This movie is Pixar level. Like, if this was in Pixar's portfolio, it would be a badge for them, like a big badge of honor, and that's saying something. And you know what I mean when I say that.
Of course.
Like Sony out of the park. Wow.
Yeah, it's funny because Michael Rianda like wrote and everything with this film, and he pitched it as the Mitchells versus the Machines, and then Sony when Sony wasn't gonna put it in theaters because this got delayed because of COVID, they wanted to change the name. They wanted to call it Connected. Like they wanted the titles to be connected, and I feel like they wanted it to be that name so that it could feel like a Pixar film. You know, Pixar films have like those ominous, serious one word title, sometimes two, but usually one. Mm-hmm. And I feel like they wanted to go for that. So when they couldn't put it in theaters and they sold the rights to Netflix, and they were like, just fine, have your stupid name back, whatever. We're gonna go do a PS5. You know, they just want to do something else. I feel like The Mitchells versus the Machines is the right title for this because, yeah, we can say like, oh, if Pixar would have done this, it would have been a badge of honor. I don't think Pixar would ever do something like this. I think this is totally unique. This feels like punk rock filmmaking in like the best way.
It feels like an indie. It's weird. It feels like almost like an indie movie that's animated by like a AAA studio. Like it's weird, but it works.
It's got budget, but it still keeps all the personality of like.
It's got balls, man. Like this movie has balls.
Yeah, and you know I love Pixar, and I would love Soul, and I would love all those films. Always, you know, I'm always down for that. But this feels like a newly thing that is being established, and I like it. You know me. I love animation. I know you love animation, and I'm always trying to find new weird things. And this hit me right in the sweet spot. This is exactly what the kind of movie that I wanted to see. I want to see animation being treated this way. I wanted to evolve, and I wanted to be respected in the same vein as, you know, live action serious films. But the benefit that animation has is that there are just some things that you can't do live action. This movie you can't do with live action. The style just doesn't work. The closest thing that we have live action to something like this will be something like Scott Pilgrim, you know? And there's a reason why we haven't had another Scott Pilgrim. That was lightning in a bottle, okay?
Yeah.
But this, oh God, I want everyone has a Netflix account. Watch this movie, okay? Boost it, signal boost it, like make this like as well known as possible because we need more movies like this.
You know, you say lightning in a bottle, and I think that might be the best way to describe it because I don't see a movie like this ever being replicated. It's like,
that's what I thought about Spider-Verse, and then
like I don't see them. You can't do a sequel. I don't know how the hell they would ever do a sequel to this. Like
they can't.
Yeah, exactly. It's a one shot. It's like Taken. Like don't make a fucking sequel. You had one good shot. You made it great. You don't need another one.
Didn't they make like 4 Takens?
Yeah, and the only good one's the first one. The TV show sucked. The second one sucked. The third one was worse.
There was a TV show? Have you seen small parenthesis, but like have you seen that video of like Liam Neeson jumping over the fence in one of the Taken films?
Yeah, and it's like 30 cuts.
Like the 30 cut.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen that, just look up Liam Neeson jumping over a fence and try to count the cuts. It's so funny. I don't know why, but it's
Honest
so funny.
Trailers just ripped that thing to shreds. It's like
really?
30 cuts in here. What are they doing? Oh man. But yeah, no, this movie it's somehow it's an indie rock band that has a budget. It's insane. And again, like to the detriment of a lot of films, there's a lot of movies that have studio interference. I don't think this movie did. Granted, it was a bit of a low gamble. It was only the budget is somewhere between 50 to 100 million, depending on the source.
Which is low for an animated film.
Yeah, definitely. But the thing is, the animation, which is strange because the animation is so smooth. Like you can tell when animation looks choppy in certain parts. You can be like, okay, they excuse me. I'm cutting that. Cut that. Yeah, and
Eddie just burped.
I fucking hate you. Okay, so in most animated movies, you can tell where the cuts are. You can kind of see the framing slow down just a little bit. You see those little things. Not in this film. I couldn't see a single point where it was choppy. And to the props of this film, they managed it. Such smooth animation. Again, it feels like this doesn't feel like a Pixar movie, but the quality of the animation feels Pixar. And again, huge compliment.
Yeah. Totally loved it, man. Sony Animation, they did the Emoji Movie. You know what? Vindication.
They just did the Emoji Movie to pay the bills. Like maybe it was like, okay, like we need to do this shitty movie so we can do our good movies that we really want to do.
Because they've done great films. They did Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. They did the Hotel Transylvanias, which I really liked. At least I really liked the first two. And of course, Spider and they did fucking the Angry Birds movie, which fine. They're not all gonna be hits, but Spider-Verse I think is a fucking game changer, and I think Spider-Verse is like the be all end all for anything really. So this as a follow-up, fucking great, man.
Honestly, again, I think a bunch of those movies were just trying to pay the bills. Like Hotel Transylvania, that's just paying the bills. Like I think I really like the first.
I really like the first two. I think the first two are really good. The third one I thought it was just okay, but I think the first two are really fast, really good animated films. The humor is great, and they're directed by Tartakovsky, who is a childhood. So if you love animation, this guy has a special place in your childhood. He did Powerpuff Girls, he did Samurai Jack, and he did Star Wars: The Clone Wars. So we love Tartakovsky. So whatever he does, I'm always support it.
You just reminded me of something. Yeah. I felt the Samurai Jack in this movie with the mom.
At the end?
Yes. I remember at one point I was just waiting for them to like take a step back and she'd be like, no, it's too late. God. Remember I think it's like the very first time we meet Samurai Jack, like that first hour and a half special that they do, like the first 3 episodes or something, where he's helping the dogs fight the machines. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
The part where he's just slashing away at the robots and he's like covered in their blood. And one of them just takes a step backwards, just like, He's like, no, it's too late. God. Just that. Like, man, it's such a great movie. Like, wow. And I never.
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
I was going to tell a story, but you keep going.
I was going to say, I need to rewatch. I need to finish Samurai Jack. I never saw the last season.
The last season, it's good. It's really good. Small parenthesis. Have I ever told you the story of when I met the voice actor for Aku from Samurai Jack?
What? Okay, I now need to hear this.
Okay, so wait. What's his name? Let me just Greg Baldwin. His name is Greg Baldwin. So I went to this convention. It was I think it was 2018. Yeah, I went to this convention with a friend of mine, and Greg Baldwin was there. Greg Baldwin, most famous for voicing Aku and for voicing Uncle Iroh in Avatar: The Last Airbender. Okay.
Oh my God! I didn't realize that. Yeah, you're right. He did voice them both.
Yeah. So I'm going there with a friend who loves Uncle Iroh. And she's like, I want to meet him. So I'm like, okay, let's go. So we go, and we're standing there. We're in front of him. He's in a booth, and he's there. He has like a couple of people because, of course, you got to have your managers there. And they're there, they're talking, and there's no one in line. And he's just there. He has a Sharpie, and he's got like his prints and everything. He's just waiting for people to show up. And it's him, and then it's like 10 feet, and then it's just us standing in front of him. And there's no one in front of us, and I'm just sitting next to my friend, and I'm like, let's go. And she's like, no, I'm nervous. I'm like, yo, we're in his line of sight. Like, we're just standing. Like, imagine there's just someone in front of you standing there, and like, we're like, dude, let's just go talk to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she's super nervous. I'm like, let's go. So I push her. And I'm like, let's go. So we go there, and and I'm like, hey, Greg, this is my friend, and she wants to meet you. And he starts talking to her in the Uncle Iroh voice. Like he immediately just like he gets excited to talk with anyone about it, because if you follow him on Twitter, he fucking loves being Uncle Iroh. I think there was like a Republican politician who tweeted something and he quoted Uncle Iroh, and then like he retweeted it and be like, Uncle Iroh would hate you canonically. Like this guy is fucking great. So we're talking to Greg Baldwin, and he's talking, my friend is losing her shit, and then he turns to me and he goes, are you also a fan of Uncle Iroh? And I'm like, yeah, but in my head I'm like, how do I tell him that I've only seen Avatar in Spanish, that I've never seen Avatar in English? Because like I haven't. I've only seen Avatar in Spanish. That I grew up with it like that. So to me, Uncle Iroh does not sound like him. But I know that he's the voice, and I know that Uncle Iroh means a lot to a lot of people. Avatar is one of the most popular shows ever made. And then he's also the voice of Haku, so he's also talking as Haku. And I'm like, how do I tell him that I've only seen Samurai Jack in Spanish? And so I'm just like, no, of course, I'm a big fan. It's just like my friend just loves you. You know, we just wanted to. Yeah, so she got a print, and we got to talk to him for a bit, and we took pictures and everything, and it was great. But then as we were leaving his booth, there's this guy who's like kind of like doing an announcement, and he's walking around with like a microphone. And he passes it to Greg Baldwin. It's like, hey, Greg, could you do like a little voiceover because like we're announcing the cosplay contest and we need everyone to go there. So could you tell everyone to go to the cosplay contest? And he's like, yeah, absolutely. And he grabs a microphone and he starts giving out orders to people like, everyone go to the cosplay contest, but like with the Aku voice. So everyone in the convention center is just hearing Aku just saying like, everyone go to the convention, go to the cosplay contest. It's gonna be extra thick. And,
it's gonna be extra thick.
Like,
Oh
dude,
my God.
You remember that episode the where he was ordering the pizza and he was like, extra thick? Yeah. Oh God, Greg Baldwin is the man. Okay. But yeah, that's the story of how I met Greg Baldwin and how I embarrassed myself by almost telling him that I knew who he was, but I've never heard his voice.
Oh my God. Oh, dude.
Yeah. So that's the story. Coming back to the Mitchells versus the Machines. Yeah, it's great, man. It's great. It's funny. It's heartwarming. The jokes work for like all levels, and I think it's a movie that everyone should see with their families. Like, come on, you're all still locked in. What are you gonna do? Not do it? Like, just I mean, like 30% of you can, but you know, the other 70%. Yeah, stay home on a Friday night and watch Mitchells versus the Machines. Believe me, it might unlock that little weird part in your brain that tells you, I need to create something weird. Like, this is a love letter to all those people. It's a love letter for us, you know.
Yeah.
And I hope that it makes people that feel like this feel less alone. And even better than that, I hope it makes their families like understand their kids a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's my take. I love the Mitchell versus the Machines. It might be my favorite movie I've seen this year. Might be. Time will only tell. But
better than the Snyder Cut.
Snyder Cut is a recut film of like, I mean, it's technically a new film.
Shh, it's okay.
No, I do like this more. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah. By the way,
you just have to admit it.
Yeah. By the way, this is a 2-hour film.
It flew by like that.
I remember I was watching it, and we were at the mall scene, at the scene at the mall, and I paused it because I was gonna get some more water, and then I'm like, there's an hour left in this, and an hour has passed. Like, this is a 2-hour film. I'm like, because if you remember at the mall scene, that was supposed to be the end. That they were supposed to just put the virus there, the kill mode, and just finish with all the machines there, but they didn't. And they're like, oh, there's another hour of this. Yeah, so not all animated films work when they're 2 hours long. This one does.
I think there's so much going on in the movie. That's why they can afford to go the 2 hours. You know what I mean? Also, maybe that's more props to Sony. I think most studios would have been like, hey, that's kind of long for an animated film. Cut it down to 90 minutes or less. Props to Sony. They kept fucking hands off, and this movie went the full 2 hours. It wasn't like terrible. It just it wasn't terrible. It was just a great film. Like, it was very well paced. The jokes were far enough in between to where they felt proper. No, this movie doesn't have any obvious flaws. Again, like, just fundamentally a really good movie.
Yeah. And oh god, this is just gonna continue with the long-running reign of Lord and Miller. I mean, these two guys, Jesus, whatever next thing that they touch, I'm gonna be there for it, because these two are fucking genius comedy gold. They actually directed the first couple of they directed the pilot for How I Met Your Mother, actually.
Really?
Yeah. So these two have been involved in like a long time, but you know, I think this proves that Spider-Verse was not a fluke and that they could do even more than that. I expect to see this movie at the Oscars, hopefully. If Pixar doesn't come out of the curve with another fucking masterpiece.
Did they win the Oscar for Best Animated Film?
For Spider-Verse, yeah.
No. I mean, with Soul for last year. For the Oscars this year.
Yeah, Soul won.
Soul won?
You know,
yeah, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Come on. Who's gonna take it from them? Come on.
Yeah. It's
I know Raya and the Last Dragon better not beat this.
Raya was good, but I like this one better. I'll be honest.
No, the thing is, Raya, there were holes in it that could clearly be like poke.
Yeah.
This movie, by no stretch of the imagination, does it feel like it has holes in it. There's nothing really to exploit in this film, and I mean that in the best way possible. There's nothing to exploit. There's no weak point.
Yeah, it feels like I'm gonna start this review and I'm gonna end it the same way. It feels like it was made by people who love what they're doing. So there was this Nintendo Switch game that came out. It was a Super Mario game, the Super Mario Odyssey. Okay, and that game has a theme song. Okay, Mario has never had a theme song. This is a theme song, and it's a song called "Jump Up Superstar," and it's got lyrics and it's this big band song. And I love that song, not because I love Super Mario, but because when I'm hearing the people, the lead singer and the backup singer singing, I can almost hear them smiling while they're singing.
Mm-hmm.
And I can feel that same way when I'm watching this film. I feel like I can feel the animators are just enjoying every second of it, because I know for a fact that everyone working on this film at some point was Katie. You know, it was like one of those kids that like found their people, and they're just, you know, they got better when they're working with other people. You know, what's it called? John Green once said that nothing that we do in this world is as interesting as the people that we do it with. And I believe that quote applies in this film as well. I think that applies to the production of the film, and that applies to me reviewing this film with you. So this is a never-ending journey, and I loved it. Thank you, cinema. You are a sensual lover.
That's okay. I will cut that if you want me to, folks.
No.
If that makes it into this, he allowed it. You heard him.
No, I did that on purpose. Yeah. Final thoughts?
Final thoughts. I mean, A minus.
A?
Great movie. This is very rewatchable. Damn, man. Like, I don't know how to heap any more praise into this movie. Other than, again, a statement I made earlier. I thought this movie was going to be a chore. Turned out pretty damn fun.
Yeah.
Turned out pretty damn fun.
yeah, like I said before, watch it with your family, watch it with anyone. Just watch it. Make this film not a fluke. Don't let this be buried in the pits of Netflix for the rest of the year. Keep this movie alive. Keep it quotable and keep it existing. I want more movies like this, and I want this one to keep, not just existing. I want it to be influential. So yeah, A+ I think is sounds about right. I love The Mitchells versus the Machines.
Well, what was I gonna say? So I was gonna give Netflix a compliment and saying like, man, their animation department is really great. Turns out this was Sony. Netflix, if you have the money, just buy the Sony animation department. Just buy them.
Give them a home.
Because you're not gonna. God only knows how long it would take for Netflix to catch up to Sony animation. Just buy them.
I heard that Sony made a deal with Netflix that Netflix is going to be the home to all the Spider-Man related films that they do. Mm-hmm. So they're going to be in theaters and then they're going to be on Netflix.
Does that include No Way Home?
Yeah. So No Way Home is going to come out in theaters and then like a month or something after it's going to be on Netflix. So that's good. Maybe like 3 months. Same thing is going to happen with the second Venom, and whenever they decide to release the
Morbius.
Morbius. Here's something interesting. So Sony also owns PlayStation, mm-hmm. and they have this service where like you pay I don't know how much a month, and you have like 3 or something free games a month, and I think PlayStation, I don't know what it's called. Apparently, in Poland, they just launched that. If you have that, you also have access to a bunch of Sony films. So apparently, they're going to launch that globally. Eventually, they're just testing it out over there. Mm-hmm. If you're going to include this here, I mean, it's probably going to stay on Netflix. But like, if you're going to include that here as well, and the Spider-Man films, Sony's becoming a real good contender. And I'm not just saying that because I'm using their headphones right now. But I am. But yeah, Sony's becoming a real good contender, and their animation department is, it's not playing around, man, because Spider-Verse was fucking great, and now we have this. I mean, props to you, Sony.
Now, if only their film department could, get their shit together.
If you make me choose between only watching animated films and only watching live action films for the rest of my life, I'll probably stick to animated, and I would probably be really happy.
You wouldn't be not happy.
I wouldn't be not happy, but I would be okay.
It's cool.
I just love animation, man. You know me. I love animation. So,
you know what? I'm gonna throw him a bone. Look, Sony Pictures in particular. If you're looking to diversify and you all need help expanding as far as your movies are concerned, I am more than willing to help you. Reach out to my email. My email is eddyluna624@gmail.com. Send me your offer and I'll get back to you.
You really want to leave out your public email here? You want to leave at least a business email or something? Just
close enough.
Thanks, Sony. Can't wait for the new Ratchet and Clank.
Just fucking do a Jack and Daxter movie already. Jesus.
Did you saw the thing about the Naughty Dog studio?
Oh, that they were gonna do a realistic version of Jack and Daxter, and then they were like, nah.
So apparently, you know how Naughty Dog just did Last of Us Part 2 last year, yeah. And so that came out, and then this year there was a notice that came out saying that apparently Naughty Dog is working to remake the original Last of Us for PS5, and everyone's like, that's a terrible idea. We already have both games for PS4, and we could just play them on the PS5. It's the same thing. Don't waste your energy and time on that. It's a stupid idea, and I agree. And then apparently someone from Naughty Dog came out, and they asked him about it. And he's like, man, morale is horrible. We all hate it. We all wish we were working on a Jack and Daxter game. This just sucks. Like that was the quote. I'm like the exact quote was like, "We wish we would be working on like a Jack and Daxter game or something." Like this sucks.
Wait, hold on. So Sony is making them like keep remaking The Last of Us?
Yeah.
Because didn't The Last of Us come out on PS3 and then they like remastered it for PS4?
Yeah, it's the same game, and like, yeah, it's the same game. You know, it's not like it's not like remaking Shadow of the Colossus, because like that made sense to do. But
also, there was more than one generation in between.
Yeah, but even that, like, it just we already have it. Like we have it there. Like,
yeah, The Last of Us. There's already a Last of Us remastered. Like,
yeah,
why? Why do it? Wait, The Last of Us came out in 2013. It's almost 10 years old.
Yeah.
Give me Jack and Daxter 4.
Didn't the Jack and Daxter story like end? Like, I have the games. I finished the trilogy, and then I finished Jack X Combat Racing, which is fucking fantastic, by the way.
Right?
Yeah, Jack X Combat and also Jack X Combat Racing gave me everything I wanted. It gave me all the chaos that I liked from Mario Kart, and it also gave me Jack and Kira getting together at the end, which is all I wanted. Okay, that's all I fucking wanted. So yeah, that's I mean, the story is done, but if you want to do another one, I mean, fine.
Well, no, actually, remember, there's a part where they realize Jack is Mar. You know, the founder of Haven City is like, oh my God, that's me. So when the fuck did he go back in time?
But that was in 3, right?
Yeah, in Jack 3, they realized that Mar is Jack. Jack, at some point, goes back in time and founds the city of New Haven, or Haven City, or whatever. So it's Haven City, when does he go back?
You want to see that story?
Yeah, I want to see the story where he gets sent back in time to found the city. And also, does he stay there, or does he found the city and then come back? Like, what's the story there? Because he has Kira, he has Daxter. Like, what's this guy's journey? Because his final, they teased it so much. His ending is getting the ball rolling in the beginning. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Also, remember, they go from Jack 1 to Jack 2. There's a huge time jump. In Jack 2, they find out, like, Daxter, this horrible place is our home. Yeah. So it's like, okay, what? Like, there's so much story. Like, they left cliffhangers. They did so much world building. What's left? I want to see him fight Gaul again, my end Gaul. I want to see, like, Jack 4, like, he battles these dark eagle. I'm sorry, you can clearly tell I thought about this a lot, and I haven't thought about it in like years. I
just unlocked the core memory.
You did. You fucking did, actually. Wow. Aren't those the best memories?
Yeah. This is the nerdiest conversation we've had on this podcast, by the way.
So far, yeah. Man, we gave our final thoughts like 10 minutes ago.
Yeah. What stream Mitchell's versus the Machines? You have a Netflix account already. If you don't, you're bumming it from someone. Like, I'm gonna bum Eddie's HBO account later this year. So, you know, just do yourself the favor, you know, put down literally any other show that you're watching. You've seen it already. Put down the comfort show and watch Mitchell's versus the Machines on Netflix. You would make this critic very, very happy.
Nikki only saw the last 45 minutes. It's because I watched the first most of it at work. And
that must have been fun to watch with no context.
No, that's the thing. No, she was still laughing. She still thought it was funny, that it was good. She's like, man, this is a real nice, feel good movie.
Yeah.
Also, we noticed that apparently Katie and Jade are an item, which is good for them. And I love the fact that it wasn't a big deal. Like, are you dating Jade? Like, are y'all gonna come over for Thanksgiving?
Well, I kind of saw it from the start. You know, she's wearing a pride pin on her like bag like the entire time.
Is she? I did not notice that.
Huh? Yeah. Also, like right at the start when she's talking about like all the people in her dorm, she's like, "Oh, there's this girl and she seems really cool and I really want to meet her." And like, yeah, I saw that and I saw that pin and I'm like, "Oh, okay." Yeah.
See, I didn't see that. And when she was like, "Oh, you and Jane," I don't know, like that was a surprise to me. And I'm like, thank God, like it's being normalized because it wasn't a big deal. It wasn't.
Yeah.
It's a good thing.
Bless Gen Z, man. This is a movie made for the Gen Z. Like it's for Gen Zers.
It's a meme movie. like in the best way. It's a meme movie.
Yeah. You know what scene made me laugh a lot? When they get to that cafe that's like dinosaur themed, and the little boy sees the dinosaur, and like the dinosaur has like these eyes that just looking at the two sides. Oh god, that made me laugh like a lot.
Also, his awkwardness with that girl was just like,
that was so funny too. That was
like
too
you
funny
get it
too.
though, you understand.
Yeah. You want to cut this part and like keep it in the review?
Yeah, fuck it. I'm now we know where to cut.
If you're listening to us on YouTube, you can follow us on any of our links down below.
If you're listening to us via podcast, please like and subscribe. We greatly appreciate it. Also, if you wouldn't mind, maybe sharing this with your friends. That's how I found most of my favorite podcasts.
Thanks for joining us. If you'd like to hear more about our thoughts on movies, go to therollback.net. I've been Chema.
And I've been Eddie. And this was the rollback.
Was a rollback. Signing off with a reminder that the waitress is not hitting on you. She's just doing her job. Tip
So
her.
be sure to give her a great tip. A minimum of 20%.
There you go.